Yeah, I think you're right, Big B. I think it's really good news in terms of the trial, but it looks like the market's just not liking that type of news. You can see it's fell down below our trend line pretty well. Did once before and bounced back over it. We'll see if it's going to continue falling. That's at 339. Good morning. Good morning. Pinky, round 2 on CYN, 936 to 1036. Wow. Nicely done. Nicely done. Hopefully that'll rip up again. It's holding in there pretty tough. Troy, 974 to 1057. Good trade, Troy. SCNI, Key Researches, Oscar of Italian Dermatology. Byron, 945 to 1063 on CYN. Good trades. Alt continuing to fall, continuing to watch it fall. We're going to continue watching that fall. We're creating a new 52-week low here. KGC, price target raised. Good morning. Good morning to everybody out there in TikTok and YouTube. Good to have you with us. Rachel, good morning. Everett, good morning. Kathy, Sheila, good morning to everybody. We'll continue watching that, see if it gets back up over the trend line again. It's got some work to do for sure. Let's see, where are we at with CYN? Continuing to push up. Good morning. Good morning, everybody in TikTok. Good to have you with us. Libby, good morning. Angzilla, good morning. Mustang Lou, good morning. Floyd, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Good to have you with us here. Beautiful Thursday morning. Market's being funny with us here this morning. CYN had a press release this morning. It's gone up about 106% right now. It was up just a fuzz higher than that a little bit ago. It did manage to hit 1085. Started off at 506. So it did push up pretty good on that little bit of a press release. But we've had some troubles with a few of these others. IRD, we had really high hopes for that one. Positive top-line results on a clinical trial, and it really hasn't performed. The biggest letdown here, I think, has been ALT. I'm going to try some here at 299. Let's see if it's going to drop a little bit. Yeah, it's going to drop a little bit more. We're at a 52-week low here, 290, 289. I'm wondering if this thing's getting shorted to death. Big B says, keep an eye on PRSO. Everybody pay attention to that. When Big B mentions something, definitely go look at it. And again, it's not a signal to go buy it. It's just a mention that it's moving up. Keep an eye on it. It's got a relatively small float. Keep an eye on it. Big B is seldom off on these things, so give it the eyeball. At least do yourself the favor of at least looking at it. CYN still pumping up 127% now. We just hit 1148. We just wicked up to 1194. Let's see if it breaks 12. 12 might be a good one. Scott got CYN from 840 to 11. Nicely done. David, good morning. CYN, I'm in at 840. Shooting for 11. Got 11 out of it. Nicely done. PSTV's been trying all morning here to keep pushing. Let's hope that keeps on pushing up. CYN now at 1164. We might get 12 out of this one. We just might get that 12. $11.69, $11.74. We're up 135%, 136%. Alt still coming down, so we're going to continue watching it come down. If they are, they haven't posted it yet. If they're doing an offering, they haven't posted it. CYN 1172, 1182. I'm going to take a look at some alt here. This is going to be a quick trade. Debbie, good morning. CYN is doing very well. One, looking for an entry here on alt. Going to try to play the bottom here. Waiting for reversal. All right. I'm going to put a very short leash on this one at 275 with a very, very short leash at 275. Very short leash on that. All right, let's go back and look at CYN. CYN is up to 1156. We're up 130% there. IRD's holding around $1.09. That one's a little disappointing. CYN. Oh, Terry, yes, I got it at 275. I'm down about 2 pennies on it right now. Gonna keep a tight leash on it. If it gets away from me, I'll sell it real quick. Yeah, you would think so. I've got my support line here. Hoping this is the support, where I've got this line drawn right here. I'm hoping that is support. I don't know. I'm looking very closely at it and hoping. Like I said, tight leash. I got it at 275. If it gets away from me coming down, I'll dump it quick and try again for another entry. I do like the news on it. PL, Planet Labs, to host a business momentum update. Planet Labs. It's moving up a little bit, but not much volume in that stock. Price target change. Yeah, I don't know about disappointing results. I'm not sure. Big James, 1082 to 1180 on CYN. Nice. Looking at the results, I'm reading the results. Mass resolution was achieved in 59% of participants. In addition, fibrosis improvement without worsening of MASH was achieved in 31% and 34% of participants. A supplemental AI-based analysis demonstrated statistically significant reductions in fibrosis. Treated participants also achieved statistically significant reductions in non-invasive tests of fibrosis and inflammation. Liver fat reductions of 58% and 62% were achieved in participants who received the drug. So I'm not really seeing anything negative in there, but maybe those percentages aren't high enough to be considered positive results. All right, keeping a tight eyeball on it here. And watching for more news. CYN at 11:18. KWE. This is another one. Spiked up pretty good and dropped like crazy. Curling back up again. CYN at 1165. Boy, it's all over the place. That low float really bouncing that thing around. We've got about 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes, and we'll get our 8 o'clock press releases. So hopefully you can stick around for that. The news on Alt. The headline was, Alt announces positive top-line results from a phase 2 clinical trial. I've got my support line here drawn, still holding that support line. ADIL slowly dropping. VOR from last night in after hours. Crazy run on that one in after hours last night. That shocked me a little bit, to be honest. PSTV still holding up, still trying to climb. CYN still holding up above 11. That's good. IRD's not doing so well. Alt 279, so we're in the money. 280. ZVSA initiating patient recruitment for a phase 2 clinical trial in patients with diabetic kidney disease. ZVSA. HCWB regains compliance with NASDAQ's capital market requirements. HCWB. PSTV has a conference call at 9 a.m. and there's a lot of chatter out there on social media about that conference call. HCWB regained compliance with NASDAQ. Let's see if that pops on that news. Not a lot of volume there. Very sizable spread on that. So be very careful with that. That's a dangerous, when they've got that big of a spread, you can get bit on that real quick. So be careful. Alt back to 275 again. Let's hope this holds up down here. Let's hope the shorts had their fun. Now keep in mind, this stock it dropped from $8.14 to $2.61 on good news. So we're counting on the pop back up. That's what I'm counting on personally. Just had to find the bottom. Just had to find where it was going to start consolidating a little bit and just take a position where it was consolidating at the bottom and hope for the best. CYN back to 1141. Come on, come on, come on. We want that one back up again. We want to break that 12. Looking for 12. PRSO makes unsolicited bid to acquire Pariso in a stock-for-stock deal. Let's see how that one does. How about MOBX? We've already... That's the one associated with the one I just read to you. Let's see. ALT now at 291 in the money here. Let's keep this baby going. Did anybody take a position with me down there? Good deal. Good deal. Lock in profit, please. Hurdler X, good morning. Make sure you pay yourself. You've seen how this stock dropped, significantly dropped so quickly. It can do it again. It can do it again. Don't forget that. So you make sure that you're paying yourself. All right, ASTI enters a collaborative agreement notice with NASA. ASTI, collaborative agreement with NASA. XXII announces Operation 100 cigarette designed to reach even more adult smokers who want to reduce their nicotine consumption. XXII. GRI, encouraging safety results on a 6-week analysis in an ongoing phase 2 for pulmonary fibrosis. GRI. ALBT enters into a definitive agreement to co-develop a real-time cannabis breathalyzer for detecting potentially impaired driving. I don't think that's going to push that price up much. All right, now let's go back and look at ASTI. Kaboom! How do you like that? Collaborative agreement with NASA and kaboom. Byron, alt 272 to 285. Good job, good job, good job. Finley James, 215 to $5. Boom. Nice job. Beautifully done. Pinky, 255 to 465. What a beaut. How many of you banked on that with us? How many? Beautifully done. Global Professional Services Division, surging demand, that's junk. 30% over my goal for Big James. Good job. Price target change. Pending sale falls. Tilray. Reading off press releases here as quickly as I can. Did you guys profit on ASTI? Free shipping, pharmaceuticals announced agreement. NRXP and Hope Therapeutics announced agreement to acquire interest in Cohen and Associates. That one popped up a little bit. NRXP. Not a lot of volume there, though. Very, very, very small volume there. Very small volume. Ken, 202 to 457 on ASTI. Lynn says that was freaking incredible. I agree. That was beautiful. Let's see. Business update. Reading through press releases still. Foster parent, Russell 2. Nothing there. Incredible. My balls are busy here this morning. Increased resilience here in Naples. OSS. Applications. SNES. Control. ASTI up well over 250, 270% on that press release, and I hope you guys banked on it. CLRB, Selector Biosciences, and a U.S.-based Nusano enter into a multi-isotope supply agreement. Okay, popped up a little bit on that news. Let's see. Still watching alt. ARTL, what is non-private placement financing? Rest of these press releases look red. So I doubt there's anything good in them, but I'll continue reading. There. Todd, ASTI 220 to 475. Beautifully done. That was the play of the day, week, month. $1.40 to $5.25 in 60 seconds. That was smoking. That one was smoking. Conference call. Still reading press releases. But I don't think we've got anything else good in there. All right. Whew. Ooh, ASTI starting to pump back up again. How many of you made money on that? I hope a bunch of you. I didn't get to read the comments here on TikTok. 270 and a 285. If anybody made money on that. ASTI. ASTI. Nick's in for round 2 on ASTI. RR to support event by U.S. Space Force Historical Foundation. RZLV announced creation of Resolve AI Professional Service, new global growth platform, locked in more than 7 million revenue. That's not good. Eric, 345 to 467. Nice. That was definitely a smoker, man. That one moved up quick, didn't it? My apologies, Scott. I have a lot of tickers in my brain right now, and I'm reading off a lot of different tickers all at the same time, and I get some letters mixed up once in a while. Burn Dog, 390 to 502. Nice. It doesn't look like it's done just yet. Volume has slowed down. Off of that initial blow up, it's slowed down a little bit. Picking up right now, though. It is picking up a little bit more than it did on the last 1 minute candle. It is picking up slowly. ELAN in there. Love to see that thing blow up one more time. Relatively small float on this one too, if I'm not mistaken. Which accounts for that big blow up. ALT holding around 290 here. Anybody let it go up around $3? $81 press releases. Got a sell in at $299. JT Alt from 274 to 3. Nice. Yeah, it's having a hard time at 3, for sure. But see, again, it goes to my point that I was talking about yesterday. Even on a stinker of a stock that just absolutely crashes down and it looks absolutely dismal, you can still make money on them if you play them correctly. There's still money to be made on that. And you guys saw that, getting in down there in that 270, 271, letting it pop up about 30 cents and scalping off a 30-cent play off of it. There's money to be made on those. You just have to be patient and watch. Uh, it's patience. That's all it is. Just patience. Wait, wait, wait. And luck. Yes, there's a lot of luck involved in that. You betcha. We'll give it a few more minutes here, see if anything pops up at 8:15. We'll stick with you till 8:15 here this morning. Get about 2 minutes. And we'll see if anything pops up at 8:15. We had some news pop up at 8:15 yesterday, so we'll see if we get any more of that. Alt, almost back to 3 again. It's trying. It's all over the place. Chase, right at 8 o'clock, you get a lot of spikes on those stocks. Market makers fill in orders from the night before, and at 8 o'clock, you see a lot of movement on the candles. Spikes way up and then way down and way up and way down, and it looks bonkers. And it looks like the stock's going crazy, but it's not really. The price isn't really moving like that. What you have to do is kind of drown out the noise and just focus on the bid price, the current bid price and ask price, because that's not going to spike up and down like that. The candles will, but just pay attention to the bid and ask price. Now, as far as ASTI is concerned, it spiked like that because of the news. The news caused it to run very low float, so a ton of people jumping in. Level 2, the ask side was very thin. There was hardly anything on there, and it just exploded on that low float. OPTT awarded a patent for system and method for vehicle charging. PLTK joins WeSop free-to-play app as global ambassador with an in-game avatar. That seems a bit fluffy. ADTX to present at Wall Street Reporter's next Superstock live stream. Okay, that's a joke. No, that's junk. OSS. Hang on a minute. Let me give you one more. All right. So that was it at 8:15. We really didn't get anything at 8. We did have a couple of popped up at 8:15, but nothing significant. ASTI back up over 4. Let's hope it stays there. Alt at $3. We're going to continue to hold there and see if it pops up over 3 and gets over $3 for a nice little trade. So you guys have a great day. That's going to be it for us here. Diane, good morning. And we'll be back on again at 4 o'clock this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll do after hours trading. Sean, 78% return on investment on ASTI. That is beautiful. Thank you. That is beautiful. ASTI now at 431. Let's hope it pops back up over 5. We're up 271% on that. I believe that ran over 300% on the news initially. I'm guessing that was about 300%. So we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully it gets back up over 5 again. We'll be back at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, right here, and hope to see you guys there. In the meantime, we're getting back to our live stream that we've got going on here on our website, wolfpackcommunity.com. And we're going to continue with the call outs with the Wolfpack until market opens around 9:30, and then we'll be back at 4. You guys have a great day of trading. Keep it green. Keep it green. Vicky, good morning. Have a great day. You too. And we'll see you at 4 p.m. God bless.